You're listening to a Loot Dummies podcast, lootdummies.com. Welcome to Dungeons and Dragons and Dummies, a weekly podcast following a group of friends as they battle across a homebrewed world called Antiriath in Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. Step into the mystical world of Antiriath and follow as our party adventures across the lands. Solid Grug, half-orc fighter-sorcerer from the wretched valleys of Mek'Zim, played by Taylor. A Learlock Bloodhair, Harengon cleric whose fate seems determined by luck itself, played by Joey. Pomerel the Gatekeeper, Summer Eladrin paladin from the Feywild city of Solaria, played by Seth. And Body Not Greenleaf, the halfling rogue with a penchant for taking things that don't belong to him, played by Josh. And last but not least, the creator of our beautiful world, the man of many voices, and our dungeon master, Sam. And welcome back, everyone, to Dungeons and Dragons and Dummies, the podcast.
Beverage here, brand new discovery.
Oh no.
Problematic. I'm guessing. This is my first one. It is a 2-ingredient cocktail. It is 2 or 3 parts, depending on how sweet you want it, of scotch and 1 part amaretto. And it is divine. It's fabulous. It's like it's got a super long evolution. It starts out just like really sweet and kind of caramely, and then you go through the almondy kind of like it's got like a stone fruit flavor, not the stone fruit seed that amaretto is used to make, but like it tastes plummy and like that apricot-y kind of flavor. And
I can't trust you anymore after that
it
cough syrup
eases
thing.
out into smoke.
I tasted syrup.
You would not like this. It is way too spirit forward for you because the finish is very smoky and very like acrid and kind of has those bitter tanniny flavors.
Well, I just want to stick my tongue in it.
I'm drinking a AVL IPA from Highland Brewing.
AVL, huh? I've
Yep.
heard of that acronym before.
Yeah, what do they purport that acronym means?
Asheville.
That makes sense. Okay. Oh, by the way, this color pin, Seth, this light blue Sharpie, this is the color that I have been tracking y'all's movement on the map with, so that we have like a history of where y'all moved. Just thought you'd appreciate.
Yep. Don't ever. Yeah, I mean, if it runs out, you better have a backup, because if you use a different blue, it'll ruin the whole thing.
I'm making one single line across a single piece of paper. I think it's gonna last. I think it'll be okay. I'll send it to you guys when it's all done, but there's other things on it that aren't on the public map, so I'm not going to send that to you.
We'll post it if this makes it into the final cut.
We'll post it. I mean, even if it doesn't, we can still post it. Just be like, hey.
Yeah. All right.
I have to say one thing.
Please.
The journey that you described upon taking a sip of a drink absolutely fascinates me, because I couldn't pick out 10 of those out of a basket and be able to describe that. Just so you know.
Well, I'm going to take that as a compliment.
You should.
I think it was.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. It was an observation, at the very least. A neutral observation.
It certainly wasn't an insult, right?
No.
Yeah, I was literally cooking something earlier.
No way.
Fuck you. And thinking to myself, I was like, I'm not even gonna say it now. You ruined it. So take us through the recap.
Ruined.
All right,
Ruined
I think
it.
it's time for a recap. Let's just leave it. We'll leave the mystery.
Yeah, leave the mystery.
Ruined.
Is someone gonna bring us in on a recap though?
Yeah,
Or we're just gonna softball it in?
give us a titty slap. robot rouser.
I don't. No, I can't just will myself into it. We need
Last
like a
time on Dungeons and Dragons and Dummies.
Recap.
The party finds themselves overlooking an orc camp from an outcropping that is a furor of madness as 20 or so orcs are battling a pride of lions. The lions' roars are deafening more so than normal. They're thunderous, in fact. The party discovers the orc clan is the Robtit clan. You heard that right, Robtit. They request our assistance, but Talik just kind of waits and watches to see what happens. Bynok follows suit, at which point Pomerel is super confused why they're not killing things, and he prepares a guiding bolt, waiting for Talik to initiate combat. The orcs start to say some disparaging things about the Grug family, and Alirlock dispels one of the shaman's spiritual weapons. Alirlock and Bynok both get snuck up on by lions, and Bynok gets pounced on. At that point, Talik does slay a lion, and Pomerel lets loose. Bynok's spanking things. Sunbeam and Pomerel are doing weird shit to the lions. The lions start roaring, killing a bunch of orcs. Talik's whipping fireballs into everyone. Everything is fighting everything. Pomerel gets attacked, takes the boss line down. Alirlock is just kind of slinging spells and causing havoc. And at some point, Alirlock uses Dominate Person on one of the orc spellcasters.
Dominate Person.
And completely takes over this spellcaster. Massive violence continues as one orc decides to run away. We are reminded once again by Bynok that there's no Geneva Convention in D&D, and he is annihilated from a distance. With the boss lion down, Alirlock slays one of the final lions. After all the lions are dead, we end with Bynok is in hiding. Talik has still got Alirlock on the back of his horse. Pomerel is just kind of trotting around on Sunbeam, and there is one remaining orc spellcaster who is still under the effect of Dominate Person.
Yeah, and so we will pick up right there. I mean, I didn't keep real tight track of the rounds, but it was only like a 5-round combat. So you easily got another 5 rounds of Dominate Person left. And obviously it's concentration, so you can drop it whenever you want. So that's only like 30 seconds. So just for the next like moment or so, I'd like to just stay in initiative order. So I believe Pomerel was the last turn. So actually it would be the spellcaster's turn next. Alirlock, what would you like him to do?
Can I have him use his action and his movement to get up here to us?
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean it's climb up 15 feet, so that would use just his movement to climb up because it's only half speed and it's an easy climb. And so yeah, I mean he's up the hill now. Yeah, I mean he's kind of standing halfway between you and Pomerel. Where would you like him to go?
Just between all of us. That's fine where he is. Just
let himself get surrounded by the whole party here.
And so I'll just kind of leave him there.
Okay. Your turn is immediately afterwards.
Let's see. What is the... Okay. I want to... Interesting. I want to cast Charm Person.
Charm Person?
Yeah.
But won't that break concentration on Dominate Person?
It will.
Okay.
But Dominate Person lasts for 30 seconds, whereas Charm Person lasts for an hour.
Ah, I see. But he gets another save.
Correct.
All right.
It would have to be a Wisdom 16.
Let me grab a die here. I'll tell you right now, they don't have very high wisdom, but they also don't have very negative wisdom. Here we go. Okay, that's a fail.
Perfect.
Okay, what does Charm Person do exactly? Dominate, he has full control over him, right?
Right.
But Charm
Charm person must make a wisdom saving throw and does so with advantage if you or your companions are fighting it. But technically, we are not fighting it.
Yeah, and since he was dominated already, I'm definitely not going to give him advantage.
If it fails a saving throw, it's charmed by you until the spell ends or until you or your companions do anything harmful to it. The charmed creature regards you as a friendly acquaintance. When the spell ends, the creature knows it was charmed by you.
Okay, all right. So I think we're safe to leave initiative because he is not going to attack you. He'll come out of this just glazed over stupor and kind of shake his head and look around a little bit. He'd be like, well, at least you're still living. Even if the rest of those gnarly mutts in the grotto there are dead. I tell you, good to be a survivor again.
Well, everyone, I'd love you to meet my new friend. Introduce yourself, friend.
Name's Huff. Huff Robtit. Yeah, I always forget your name. Sorry about that. What was it again? It was ears, right?
Sure. That'll work.
Anywho. Yeah, like I was saying. Life ain't easy. World's harsh.
Right? So where do those creatures come from, huh?
Oh, these pieces of shit. And he kicks one of the lions in the side. He's like, these suckers have been roaming around as long as I can remember. Of course, a big pack of them like this all ganging up on you and shouting out loud-ass roars like it'll break your bones. That's a little unusual, I have to admit.
I'd agree.
Yeah. You know, there's been a lot of rumors going around. Orcs joining up with these animals, making pacts and communions. Load of hogwash, if you ask me.
That's certainly bizarre.
Yeah.
Talik, you heard anything about that?
So you're saying orcs are joining up with corrupted creatures?
Yeah. That's the rumor going around. Even heard our chief was talking to him about it. That spineless jellyfish better not do any nonsense like that. He knows Robtit's proud. We make our own, live our own, fight for everything we got.
Yeah. Chief Robtit. What was his name again? I can't remember it.
Oh, you mean Glip? That pansy ass piece of shit.
Jesus.
Where's the old Robtit clan hold up these days?
Oh, you know us Robtits always roaming around. I couldn't tell you where the main caravan's at. They could be on the other side of Megzim for all I know. Last I heard, they were headed east.
East. All right. I'll spare your life for now. I guess you're still useful to us. Don't get too comfortable.
Yeah, you better speak for yourself, son. I've lived too long to let a little whippersnapper like you be the end of me.
How old are you, friend?
47. He pumps his chest.
Huh, wow. Quite the old dodger, aren't ya?
Damn straight. Ain't no lioness or lion king or monkey god gonna change me.
Monkey god, you say?
Yeah. Is this fella deaf over here? Damn elves can't listen to a word you say.
Tell me more about your monkey god, Mr. Tit.
He ain't my god. Just some rumors going around. There's some new monkey god in town. That's what's making all the animals act crazy. Like I said, some unrespectable orcs are teaming up with these animals. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm rooting for the animals. Hope they take a bite out of civilized folk and make them remember what the fear of being eaten is. But them critters ain't gonna get any old help from old Huff. They sure as hell ain't gonna be taking a bite out of them.
Interesting. Fascinating indeed.
Yeah. Well, it's good to see you again, but I best get on down the road.
Oh, it's a pleasure seeing you as well, friend. Where is down the road for you?
Wherever the breeze takes me. And he licks his thumb, sticks it in his ear, and then holds it up in the air and kind of looks around a little bit, and he just starts walking off, kind of easterly, northeasterly.
As he starts walking away, say, you just remember that, what happened here today? We saved you.
Oh, whatever you want to tell yourself to sleep at night, buddy. Huff ain't need saving from nobody.
What a week, little man.
And he just kind of waves you off as he walks off into the field. He goes over just a little ridge, and as far as you can tell, he's gone on to the next meadow.
You know what, guys? I think I've grown up lately. Old me would have just chopped his head off, but I don't know. I feel like I'm maturing.
That fellow is pretty down to earth.
Palmerell looks over at Talik and Alirlock, and he looks back at Talik and he says, "You mean that was an option?"
And I'll hop up on Revenge, and well, actually, can I loot around in this little camp and see if there's anything of value?
Yeah, y'all are welcome to look around. I mean, it's a small camp, so you can just make me one check for kind of the whole area. A few tents and some orcs, lions.
Okay. Roll an investigation.
Yeah.
Oh, terrible for me. 2.
Yeah, just gnarly hides and shabby weapons.
All these lions.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any sign of any cubs?
Yeah, I mean, it seems to be a pretty standard pride makeup. So there was the pride leader, a big adult male, and then there were mostly lionesses, and then there were a few young males, adolescent size, but there weren't any baby cubs attacking the fort.
Okay.
But there definitely seems to be a range of ages.
Palmerell looks over at the orc spellcaster and that's dead and is just like, where do these creatures get off using this strange magic?
Would you like to make a religion check?
Yep.
Nice.
18.
Yeah, so you're checking this guy out, and he doesn't have an eye patch like you, the players, have seen before, but he does have a little badge, think like a Boy Scout badge, on his chest that is a single large eye. You would know from your book studies that is the Eye of Grumpsh, the main deity of the orcs, and so you're pretty sure that he was using some sort of divine spellcasting. Whether it would be considered a sacrilegious, heinous practice is up to the viewer, I suppose.
Fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
Audinoc, what are you doing carving those lions up?
Just don't worry about it. I'm taking some meat.
Oh,
So grotesque.
okay. Fascinating.
I don't know why that I would be less bothered if you were taking some weird bug creature's guts from a dungeon. There's something about the idea of cat meat that just really off-puts me. Oh god. Oh man.
Hey, Sam. Why did the coffee file a police report?
Because it was decaffeinated?
It got mugged.
Oh.
Wait, hold on. Is this from your notepad?
Yep. That was the
Okay.
one we got today.
Okay, all right. My sentiment is the same, but I am also oddly warmed by the fact that it comes from the notepad of many dad jokes.
That's the
Yeah.
whiskey.
The whiskey is what's warming me. It's scotch, so.
Oh, well. How dare I?
I mean, whiskey, scotch. It's all the same fam. Anything else y'all would like to do here at the camp? At this camp?
I guess I'll snoop around too. I'll roll an investigation.
Okay.
Not much better. 12.
Yeah, I mean, you find a few silver. You're gonna find it's not the same denomination as normal, and it's like roughly minted, but you think it would pass. I mean, it seems to be solid. You find like 40 silver across, kind of all the pockets. Some of them keep it in their loins and rustle around, but you don't find anything special.
Okay.
Okay. Y'all are done with this area, then we can move on. Y'all are traveling in the plains via horseback, so y'all are actually able to hit 2 nodes in a day.
Nice.
Direct your attention to the Harpy, which I don't even have open, so.
I have it open.
Y'all have just been traveling in a generally northeasterly direction, so I assume y'all want to continue doing that.
Well, not for very much further, according to this map I'm looking at.
Right. Yeah, so we already rolled weather for today.
Yes, we did. It is a glorious day.
Yeah, I would like to keep moving 2 hexes northeast into the swamp.
Y'all finished that hex, and then y'all are going to be moving on to this next one.
And I'm following the advice of the sword to make sure I'm headed towards Realmsverti.
Okay. So shortly after y'all leave this orc lion death pit behind, y'all are traveling along, and you notice something from a pretty decent distance away that's a little bit unusual. There seems to be a dark, beaten down line, almost like a dry river running pretty much perpendicular to the way that y'all are going as you're traveling along. Very wide. It's probably, 40 feet wide, and seems to just kind of be a dark area in the middle of the meadow, stretching across. It kind of winds and meanders a little bit.
Okay. I'll go up towards it and see if I can get a better look.
So this is kind of a grassy plains with lots of tall reeds and stuff. This area, all the reeds are beaten down into the ground, and so it's winter, so everything's pretty brown and straw-like anyways. But this area, all the plants are just trampled, it seems like, as you get close to it.
Does it appear to be like trampled by many creatures or one large creature?
Definitely many, because from a distance, you couldn't even tell that it was like trampled or anything. Now that you're close, it's like pop marked by 10,000 stomps, it looks like. You'll have to do a check to get any additional information off of it.
Yeah, can we tell which way they were stomping? East to west or west to east?
Yeah, you can make me a survival or nature or a I'd even take a perception check.
And then I would like to check if there look like similar animals to the ones at the tower where we fought Hishinok.
Oh my god.
Sure. Yeah.
9.
So yeah, you're not getting a whole lot additional to what I was just describing.
I got a 17 on nature.
17, so yeah, I imagine, Talik hops down off the horse and kind of starts checking out the prints, and you notice that it's several different types of animal. It's not like it was one big herd of aurochs or something that came through. There are some hoofs, but there's cloven hoofs and there's round hoofs, but there's also padded prints. You see everything from small little raccoon sized padded footprints all the way up to like bear sized footprints in the mud here where everything's been trampled, and it's kind of hard to make out exact details. But it is enough to get that they were traveling from west to east. And the other thing that you find is like remnants of like fur and feathers, and it's just kind of a mess. It looks like it's a freaking barn.
Okay. I call over to the other guys and be like, "Hey, I think this is the pack of animals that we saw the tracks at the old Hishinog Tower, the Rising Sun Tower.
Hmm.
Looks like we're going the right way. Let's follow these tracks."
After you.
Very well.
Lead the way.
Okay, so y'all run into that kind of in the middle of this hex, and so it's actually headed into the hex that would be southeast of where you are.
Okay, so we'll change direction. Follow the tracks.
Okay. And y'all travel on for the rest of the day. Why don't y'all... That was kind of before I let y'all make your perception survival checks for the day. So I'll let y'all go ahead and make those now if you want to.
Key.
Make a survival check.
Perception.
Okay.
Perception 4.
7.
Slutty 20.
Slutty 20.
24.
Oh.
For perception. Okay. So slutty 20 on the survival is gonna be you find enough food and water for 3 days for everyone. And you don't pick up on any new threats. It's a pretty quiet, peaceful afternoon. Perception 24. So as you're going along, Body, you spot a little hole in the ground, a strange little like burrow for a fox or something. You really don't think anything of it, but then a little glint of gold catches your eye.
Okay, I'm gonna reach my little stubby halfling hand in there.
So you kind of scoop down and grab it, and it's a tiny little treasure chest, like something you'd buy to set on your desktop and keep rings or something in.
Cool.
Inside of it is 80 silver, so kind of a disappointing opening, but your roll is so high, I'm just going to roll it over, as these things are designed to do. When you open it, you're like, wait a second, this is a 4-inch thick chest, and it's only 2 inches deep on the inside, and you reach around and you pull out a false bottom, and underneath the false bottom is another 100 gold.
Ooh. Gotta get you some new clothes, Jeffrey.
Ooh. Are they going to be like the Emperor's new clothes?
Those would be Jeffrey's new clothes.
So yeah, that is the only activity for today. So I will bring us to the camp.
How much gold was there in there before the 100?
It was 80 silver.
80 silver.
Pretty weak.
Weak sauce.
Okay. Once they get at the camp, Pomerel completely disrobes, remembers that he's supposed to feed everyone, steps back out of his tent in the buff, waves his hands about, produces 40 pounds of food and a whole bunch of water, and takes his ration and goes back into his tent.
Completely just serial killer behavior.
Can I roll a perception check on his package?
No, you cannot.
I don't think you need to even.
Hey, it's 1 through 20. The odds are pretty good.
The averages are great. Oh my god.
I mean, he's fully shaved. You don't have to really look very hard.
No perception check needed.
The only hair is his eyebrows and a top of his head.
I don't want to know anything about that.
You just wanted to make a check, my guy.
I don't want it. I want everything about this to end.
That's just trying to get fanfic art of the pod.
Oh my god.
Gosh.
Rules 37 or whatever.
You know it. Rule 34.
No, I really don't. 34.
No, it's rule 34. Goodness gracious. If it exists. This is a thing that exists now. My lord. Okay, so
we can only hope.
Y'all follow the path for the rest of the evening.
Shout out New Zealand.
No, don't bring them into this. Don't invoke their name.
Shout out.
Bless it. Okay, so you guys sleep through the night, no interruptions, and it is the next morning, which means I get to do my favorite part.
That's your favorite part?
Wow. That's kind of sad.
The crawl.
That shows how boring and bad we are as players. His favorite part is telling us the weather.
That's not what I was implying at all.
I am
just
offensed.
like rolling the weather.
I
just like rolling the weather.
Just have to
It's
suffer
fun.
through the rest of the session.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Well, it's gonna be a fabulous day already. I can sense it.
Oh,
oh my god.
In the swamp?
It's glorious. Y'all aren't in the swamp yet. Y'all are
Beautiful
still in
swamp. We went a little
the grasslands.
Swamp
It is
adjacent.
a gorgeous 55 degrees.
Not bad.
Fahrenheit?
Fahrenheit, yeah. No precipitation, no wind to speak of.
Beautiful.
Just a cool, crisp, sunny day.
All right. I want to keep following this trail. Can I still see the trail?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's very easy to follow. So it actually turns, and now it does turn a little bit more northerly. So it's going to be going into the northeast corner. So yeah, last night your sword was kind of grumbling. It was like, this isn't quite right. But this morning, you can confidently tell it, hey, it looks like the trail turns north.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah, y'all go ahead and give me your rolls.
Okay. Perception 3. I'm just focused on this cursed sword. That's all I can think about.
Oh, man.
Perception as well.
12. Math is hard.
Perception 21.
The math is mathing.
17 here.
So as y'all are kind of leaving the grasslands, the ground starts to get a little bit softer and a little bit marshy, and you start to pick up a whiff of a strange scent on the air. It's just that kind of sulfury, rotten egg smell.
Oh.
The ground's still pretty easygoing. There's not any issue traveling or anything like that. But as you're traveling along, you do pass a small brook, and you see some little crawfish sprinting around inside a brook, and she just starts screaming.
Oh my god, that took a turn.
No, you see, it's actually a lovely scene for the bit of marshiness that you've gotten into. This little creek running by, and there's some little crawfish darting around inside of it.
I see. So Pomerel immediately jumps off of Sunbeam, reaches down and scoops one up.
Okay, so yeah, you can grab a couple pretty easy.
And he holds it in his hand, and he looks at Talik, and he looks back at this thing. He goes, "What is this?"
It's crawfish, man. Pop it in your mouth.
As you catch it, right before you pop it in your mouth, because I know you're about to say that you do.
No.
A little creature pokes out of the water. It's got a feline face. It's probably about, small dog sized. And it's got these like pointy, bushy eyebrows. But what's weird about it is it seems to be made at least half out of water. It's got this like translucent skin to it, and it doesn't have fur. It's got like a salamander-esque skin. It kind of pops its head to the side and looks at you with puppy dog eyes at the crawfish, and kind of just meow.
Did they get bigger? And he points at Sunbeam, and he's still looking at Talik, and he's looking at the creature, and he's looking at the thing in his hand.
Bigger? I don't know, but I think that thing wants it.
Oh, fascinating. And Pomerel tosses it deftly to the small, translucent skin, feline face, dog-sized critter.
It
Beautiful.
snaps up in the air and grabs it, and like as it does, it dives into the water and kind of disappears into the water. But a moment later, it pops back out, and it's holding a little shiny, smooth stone in its mouth, and it swims over towards you.
Pomerel looks back at Tali and goes, "What is that?"
He's got something for you.
What is it?
I don't know. I'll bend down and grab it.
You bend down and grab it, and it appears to be a elemental stone.
What color is it?
Like a dark blue. And as you move it around, it swirls inside with a liquid energy. It seems to be a water stone of some kind.
Shit, it's one of those stones we keep finding. I'll toss it over to Pomeril. Or actually, I'll toss it over to Learlock.
Pomerel's like, yes, an elemental stone. But what is that? And he points at the critter again.
Oh, I don't know. It's cute as hell, though.
As you point at it, it dives back underwater.
Pomerel sticks his face in the water, looking for the critter.
Make me a perception check.
19.
It seems to have completely disappeared into the water.
Pomerel brings his head back out of the water and he goes, "Oh, it's gone." And he gets back on Sunbeam.
Damn.
Okay, so as you guys are traveling along and things keep getting marshier and marshier, I don't know if it's Pomerel's experience in the Feywild, probably is, because he notices that the bushes around you guys don't look right. There's something just off about them. They seem to have like a unnatural appearance to them.
Pomerel notices, but he's so used to things being super unnatural and weird in the Feywilds, he doesn't mention it.
Fair enough. Well, Pomerel at least knows that something is amiss. So when the shambling mounds spring up and send grappling thorns at you guys, and we roll initiative, he will not be surprised, and neither will Bodyknock with his 17, but Learlock and Talik will be surprised as we start initiative, so they will lose their first turn.
Oof.
I
rolled a 9 for initiative.
22.
9.
8. The Curse of the Paladin initiative.
Yeah, that's like Sam's Baldur's Gate character, old Bjorn Moosebottle. He's always last. There'll be like 25 people in initiative, and he's dead last.
every time.
Oh my gosh, the worst.
Sounds horrible.
It is. It's every time.
You go freaking take a walk and come back, and then it's still not your turn.
Usually,
my character's first.
Yeah.
So just for learning Dungeons and Dragons' sake, this is the Dummies podcast after all.
It is.
Why did Pomerel and Bodyknock pass, and what did they pass?
I am rolling over y'all's perception checks on the day.
On the hex.
Yeah, and that's something that I've been doing anyways. Anytime there was a potential for the encounter to be an ambush.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't make a perception check, if you're doing a survival check, then you will automatically fail the perception check part.
Interesting.
And when y'all were, when food mattered, that was kind of a big deal.
I was gonna say, so that's even more clutch with Pomerel's food and water thing.
Yeah, the fact that y'all can all do perception.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, y'all rolled absolute just dog water for
Garbo.
But the crazy thing is, okay, all right, yeah, not all of you. The crazy thing is, oh my god, 3 out of the 4 of these guys are still after y'all's 998.
Suck it.
Goodness. Okay, well, we will obviously be starting the top of initiative order with a Learlock, Bloodhair.
All right. I'm going to cast. Oh wait, I don't get a turn. Never mind.
Oh,
You're right.
shit.
So your good initiative roll just means that
The
you're not
honesty.
going to. Yes. Yep. But yes, so the bushes come to life. These, large sized mechanically and also, large bushes stand up on their roots, and they're kind of decrepit and worn out. Everything here is just kind of icky. And these guys have pale leaves that are just dry and crumbling. When they stand up, a bunch of them fall off, and you can kind of see into the bush and see these just rotten old limbs. But they're very large things, and they just start walking towards you in a very menacing way.
Find out what happens to our party next week. Check us out at dndndummies.com. And please leave us a rating and a review on your podcast app. It would mean the world to us.
I will create an item as a placeholder.
Please do. And then at some point you'll be like, so I've got this water stone.
That's all it says.
Just like I have this Thane Udvinnik magical frost axe in my bag of holding.
Oh yeah,
Just
say
the
it
head of
again.
it.
but
just the
slower.
head of the axe. Did you just say that you're its lover?
Said,
He
say it
says
again, but slower.
Equally as weird.
Yeah, honestly. Okay.
Maybe worse.
No, I don't think it's worse.
Okay, equally, yeah.
Okay, so as you guys are traveling along and things keep getting marshier and marshier,